Yo, what's up, Problem Sandboxers? It's Atro here again. This is the second attack that I wanted to do for the Atro attacks from this the war we had 2 wars ago against All Star Boys. This is another Town Hall 10, but I wanted to showcase here is doing attacks with Valkyries and how to use the Quake to the most in the most advantageous way that you can, and that kind of goes along with using Valkyries as well. So let's go ahead and do a scout of the base. Okay, so again, this is a Town Hall 10 base. It's when I first saw this base, I was like, "What am I going to do here?" Everything is so spread out. There's multiple levels of walls to get into the core. Um, I believe 2 of the 3 expos were set on air and ground, so I wasn't able to do the full balloon attack. And also, both of the infernos were set on multi. So I knew that I was going to probably need some big heavy troops here. So I actually went with 4 golems on this attack. So this is a Go Valkyrie attack, golems and Valkyries, and then I had some wizards in there just for funneling. So we'll kind of go over the plan here. Okay, so actually I'm going to do this because I want to come down this way. So what I did here was I ran with 4 golems, and I wanted to highlight how powerful the earthquake spell is. So the reason I chose Valkyries, and the reason you should choose Valkyries when you're using them, is if you have bases that have big open spaces near the core where there's a bunch of different defenses. So in this case, it looks like this whole this base is very segmented. You have that first outer wall layer, you have the second wall layer, you have this big moat area in here, which I was sure they were just bombs and Teslas littered in there. So I knew that's where most of the traps are going to be. When I started looking at this base, I wondered, what if I could get all 3 of these walls with 1 earthquake spell? I wouldn't need any wall breakers. And that's how powerful this earthquake spell can be. Now, granted, it takes up effectively 2 full spell slots because you need 4 earthquakes to destroy any level of walls. But I realized that it would save me troops, it would save me time in getting through. It would save me randomness. Let's be honest. This game is very random. When a lot of times you'll drop a wall breaker thinking it's going to go here and it runs off over here. Or you drop 5 wall breakers and you think they're going to go to this first wall and then the second wall, and then a random mortar pops up and blows them up. And that's it. So the earthquake spell is much more predictable. So I dropped an earthquake right in this area, and you'll see in the video that I was able to get this entire wall here. Let's go back. I was able to get this entire wall, and basically these 2 spots, which completely opened the path right to the center of the base. And if you were to think, let's just pretend that none of these walls are here. You can see how big the opening of the base actually gets, where I basically have this entire piece right here of open space where there's no walls. Effectively, there's no walls because I can get into all of these compartments and then come back out. So that was my thought. And then once I had that, I knew that Valkyries had high hit points, so they'd be good against the Inferno Towers. And I knew that my golems would last a long time with this base being so spread out, the wizard towers being so low level. I knew that I would be in good shape if I could get a couple golems in there. So back out here, move down just a little bit, go over the deployment plan. Okay, so I dropped a golem here, and then what I noticed was if I were to just drop 3 golems here, they might all go here, and then I might lose this mortar and some of these other defenses. So I dropped another golem over in this direction and 1 over here. And to create my funnel, I dropped wizards in this area and in this area because I wanted it. Valkyries are as dumb as giants in terms of what they go to, as dumb as P.E.K.K.A.s. So I needed to make sure all of this in the base was cleared out from an edge perspective. That way my Valkyries would go straight into the middle. I mean, it was pretty risky anyway, but I figured if all of this stuff was done, the Valkyries should march right ahead. So I dropped 3 golems. I dropped a couple wizards. I think I dropped a couple back here too, just for funneling and to get some power in. Then I dropped my king and my queen in, And one thing I decided to do with the queen, it actually kind of went south, but it didn't end up mattering. I wanted to do a little queen walk. So if you don't know what a queen walk is, it's when you have an archer queen. She goes by herself with just healers on her, and she takes out, hopefully one side of the base. So I decided to drop my archer queen over here with one healer, which I thought for sure the healer was going to lock onto my archer queen. The healer will end up wandering off over here somewhere, which I was really upset when that happened, because I thought I was going to be done for on this attack. It didn't happen, so that was nice. So I had 4 Quakes. I got everybody kind of funneled up this way. The clan castle came out, so I dropped my poison in this area. Get rid of the clan castle. It was just wizards, I think. And then my king was up here, and I took 1 rage and 1 heal, which was also pretty risky. But that's one reason I wanted to highlight this attack, because what I figured was there's nothing, all this stuff is going to be dead. All of this stuff. So only thing I'm going to be interacting with when I'm in the core is the core. So I dropped a rage spell right here for all of my Valkyries, and then I knew that the first thing they would kill is this Expo, and this Inferno Tower. They would probably come over here, maybe someone split off over here, get rid of this second layer of defense, and then then they would come right to this middle piece and get rid of this layer. And as soon as they got rid of that layer, I dropped a heal spell right here. So remember, everyone, and I've seen a couple people do this, if you don't have a plan to get rid of the Inferno Towers early, don't bring a heal spell, because especially against multi-shot, the heal spell does not work when they're under fire from Infernos. So I had to make sure that Inferno Tower was dead. And so then I dropped a heal spell right here, healed up my Valkyries, and they kind of split off this way. The queen made her way over here. I had to use her ability, but after I used her ability, there was nothing on this side of the base to even hit her. So she just took out all of these trash buildings and then made her way up this way. And then the rest of the base, the rest of the units sort of just circled around. So let's go ahead and watch the attack, and we'll see what I did. All right, so here goes the Earthquake. So I'm going to pause it right here. So again, look at how this base now is completely open. I even have 2 full paths into these air defenses, although they're not going to matter in this attack. It's not an air attack, but this entire middle section is now open. And I was just really happy. You could see the radius and the diameter of the Earthquake spell. It's pretty big, so as long as it's just touching the walls, it's going to do the damage. So I got my first golem, second golem on the right, third golem on the left, 2 wizards here, and this is my mistake. I dropped the wizard too far over to the left. Dropped my queen and a healer, and the healer immediately went to the wizard, and I was so upset, but it didn't really matter. But you can see my queen starts to make her way over on the left, get rid of that mortar. Everything is still shooting at the golems at this point. Now, granted, the healer did help out with my golems, but I really wanted my archer queen. So, one more thing. The other reason I brought so many golems in this attack, and I actually kept a 4th one that I dropped on the backside, but if you can get 3 out of the 5 beams from the multi-shot on golems, you are going to save your troops, your lower level troops and your high power troops, so much time, and allow them to do so much DPS against all these buildings without even getting hurt hardly at all. So Valkyries are down. My healer's down at this point. That's fine. I had to use the Archer Queen's ability. Use the poison spell. There's the rage for the core. Once I saw that in the back, I dropped a golem on the backside. Now everything was shooting at this golem on the backside, so I knew my Valkyries would be in good shape for a long time. Dropped a heal spell as soon as the Valkyries got rid of that Inferno Tower. They healed through a giant bomb, which was really good. You can see they're setting off some traps. My queen is still working her way around, gets rid of the wizard tower. Valkyries are busting through the wall. King is still up at this point. Dropped a little minion to start doing some work on the left side since it was all cannons over there. Queen gets to pretty low health here, but is going to have this entire force out in front of her. So she's just going to be able to come around on the backside and do a whole bunch of work for me on the backside of this base. So I won't speed it up just yet because there are some more defenses, and I do have the whole right side of the base. But you can just see the queen is just sitting back. That's why the queen is so powerful. You cannot just sacrifice your queen early in a raid. The queen does so much work at the end of the raid from afar. So my king is now aggroed right on the queen. She's gone like 3 hits. And now you can pretty much tell this base is crushed, but there's a moment there, like I said, that I thought maybe I'd be in trouble when the little queen walk didn't go as I planned, but overall, another weak Town Hall 10 base. But I hope this kind of showcased how Valkyries can be used. I mean, they're very powerful, but they are very dumb. If they start going around the base, they're worthless. I'll just tell you that right now, because they do the same thing that your king and your P.E.K.K.A do. They make quick work of buildings, but they're getting shot from the core. If you can get them into the core, they make very quick work of anything that is around them. So, I hope you guys like the video. Let me know if you like this. Give me some feedback. I'm always appreciate it, good or bad. I just want to get better, get some videos that you guys want to watch. So with that, Atro signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.